to that powerful attack by the Mustangs. We'll take a break on our end, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Rio Sports Live.
Thanks for watching Rio Sports Live. Thanks for watching Rio Sports Live.
Rio Sports 5, #1.
Before you have time to worry, we'll get you taken care of fast and easy. Now you can get back to your day with a healthy smile.
Hi, we're Lady Vikings, and thank you for watching Rio Sports Live.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for low prices? It's a Hacienda party.
It's the Hacienda Ford football sale. Right now, get 0% interest for 60 months on 2019 Ford Rangers, plus $2,500 in bonus cash.
We got the tailgates down and we're feeling all right. My Hacienda friends are saving money tonight.
Hacienda has it.
Hi, we're Robert Bella's favorite cats, and thank you for watching Rio Sports Live.
At First Community Bank, we believe in small business.
When Jennifer and Jimmy Wilson started Wild August Nursery and Flower Farm, they found Ricky Leal at First Community Bank had the financing to help them grow.
Make FCB your bank.
Hi, we're McAllen Bulldogs. Thanks for watching Rio Sports Live.
Fishing fans, here's your chance to catch some fish and help out athletes at the same time. Mark the calendar now and plan on attending October 20th as the 3-up, 3-down San Perlita Booster Club Fishing Tournament looks to be the biggest and best yet. Located at Laguna Madre Baits in Port Mansfield, Texas, this tournament is set to provide 100% of the proceeds directly to the athletic programs. Artificial lures only with a blackjack format, no fish over 21 inches, $150 per team or boat, maximum 4 people, and the grand champion is a team closest to 63 inches with 1 red trout and 1 flounder. Food raffles, baked goods, a silent auction, and terrific prizes from some great sponsors. Registration is October 19th. The tournament is October 20th. See you there at the 3-up, 3-down fishing tournament in Port Mansfield, where catching fish is helping athletes in a big, big way.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, here on Rio Sports Live. We're live from the McAllen Memorial Gymnasium. I'm Alex Espinosa with Eric Rodriguez as my camera operator. We do apologize for all the technical difficulties from set number 1, but we assure you now we are back on the air, we are back streaming, and we're here to continue for some District 36A volleyball. The McAllen Memorial Mustangs were able to win set number 1, 25-8, in just dominating offense and dominating defense. We'll see how the Mission Eagles are going to respond. With the Mustangs up to serve, that is Macy Henderson with the first serve of set number 2, and a little floater by the Eagles, and the whistle blown, and that's going to be a net violation against the Mustangs, and that'll make the score 1-0 with the Eagles on top in the very first serve of this set. And this time it's Alex Fuentes with the serve. It's a good little floater. Talamantes had to reach down to get it. And it's going to be another floater. This time it's going to be Northcutt with that serve. And this time a little dump off, a dink, a push off really for the Mustangs. That's Natalie Silva already with 1 kill in the game. And Silva's going to have another setup for a kill. Blocked by the net, blocked by the Eagles. It's going into Mustang territory, but not taken out by the Mustangs. And a little jousting match between the Eagles, and that looked to be Banks, and that one is going to go into Eagles territory. So that'll mark it the first kill of the game for the Mustangs in this set, and they're coming at it really fast with a serve by the Mustangs. On that was Sydney Marburger, and the Eagles didn't have any time to recover. And so just in 20 seconds, Marburger with an ace, and just before that, Denmy Banks with a kill. So Mustangs are up 2-0, and now 30 seconds later, looks like the Mustangs scored again. That's going to make it 3-1. Mustangs doing everything they can to end this game quickly. They're up 3-1. And for Marburger, 3 aces in the game. Will she have 4? A setup is going to go into the middle for Castillo, met by the Mustangs, but they could not corral it. That was Lisco with the attack, with the blocking error. So the score now 3-2. Mustangs still on top, but the Eagles will get the ball back, and Jasmine Gomez, the libero for the team, will serve. And Gomez with a good jump serve just barely gets past the line. It's going to be a little dink by Silva, but it's met by the Eagles. The Eagles have 1 shot to get it out. They get it over the arms of Banks. And this time it's going to be, miscommunication by the Mustangs. And we're tied at 3. Some good offensive play by the Mission Mustangs. And let's see how the defense is going to handle it. Because right now the Mustangs are probably going to do whatever it takes to get themselves back into the lead. Being tied actually. And just as I said right there, Demi Banks with that spike and that kill to make it 4-3, and the Mustangs get their lead back. Banks with 2 kills already in this game, and she's going to come in and serve with 1 ace coming into this set. And a good dig by Gomez, but a little too powerful. It goes into Mustang territory. Now the Mustangs get a shot with Silva, and Silva gets a good kill. Silva, that's already 2 kills for her in this game. And the Mustangs really diversifying their attackers. Silva with 2, Marburger with 1, but 3 aces. Jackie Trevino with 2 aces. Demi Banks with 2, and Jocelyn Fernandez with 2. And a hit going out of bounds. That'll be points for the Eagles to make it 5-4, and Mission is going to get the ball back. Only needing 1 point to tie it up. This will be the second time that they tie it if they get it. And it's going to be a setup down the middle, met by the Eagles, and it deflects into Mustangs territory. Whistle is blown with a foot under the net against the Mustangs. So now we're tied at 5. And now this is a scary realization, ladies and gentlemen. The Mustangs are tied again, and a little ace by the Mission Eagles as the ball goes just barely over the net. The Mustangs were not ready for that at all. Eagles get their first lead of this match. And ball met by Silva. It's going to go to Liska to take it out, and she will. Mission Eagles are going to set up for Castillo, who gets it over the stone wall of the Mustangs, and it goes into the ground. That's Ashley Perez with the kill. Now the Eagles are up by 2. Scores 5-7 Eagles. And Nancy Jacobo, ball hits the roof, going directly down into the ground. Talamantes couldn't get there in time. That's the second ace in a row for the Eagles, and they're up by 3, and a timeout called by Coach Doffing of the Mustangs. We'll take a break on our end, ladies and gentlemen. What a shocker here in McAllen Memorial Gymnasium as the Eagles are up 8-5. We'll be right back on Rio Sports Live.
Hi, we're the Lady Tigers, and thank you for watching Rio Sports Live.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, here on Rio Sports Live. I'm Alex Espinosa, Eric Rodriguez as my camera operator, with the Mustangs scoring a point. On that was Jocelyn Fernandez to mark her 3rd kill in the game, and the Mustangs are only down by 2 with the score 8-6. This time a little floater for Fernandez going into Mission territory, and that's already 3 hits for the Eagles, and that's going to be 2 points for the Mustangs, only down by 1. Let's see if they can get it back into a tie and get their lead back. The first time that in this game the Mission Eagles are able to lead against the Mustangs in this match, and it's going to be a setup for Perez, and met by Silva. It's going to go directly to Liska going into Eagles territory. A little dump off for Fernandez, marking her 4th kill in the game. And we're tied again at 8 with the Mustangs to serve, and now the tie is gone. with the lead going back to the Eagles on a service error. And substitution, Fuentes is going to take a break. Francesca Cruz, with already 1 kill for the Mission Eagles, is going to come back. And Perez is going to serve. And a powerful serve met by the Mustangs, and luckily Fernandez was there to take it out. Gomez trying to set up an attack, and a little miscommunication, but fortunately the Eagles were able to get it out. Attack by Fernandez, no good, overpowered and out of bounds. So now the Eagles are once again up by 2 in this second set. They're up 10-8. And up to serve Ashley Perez again, and this service error is going to go out of bounds, so the Mustangs will get the ball back on an error, only down by 1, but offensively, we haven't seen much from them. A couple of errors by the Eagles resulted in points, and now it's going to see if Trevino can get an ace to help them out. Trevino with 2 aces already in this game. Mustangs are going to have a setup to the left, and that one barely goes over the net. Good kill for Bianca Ramirez. And once again, the Mustangs tie it up at 10 in what's a really close second set. I don't think anybody saw this one coming. For Ramirez, that's her second kill of the game. And a right-hand serve for Trevino is out of bounds. So once again, I think you've heard this before. We're tied again. And now the lead is broken with Mission taking the lead. And up to serve, Mayela Cantu. And Cantu is going to serve it. It's going to go to the right side. Trevino is going to set it up for Fernandez, who gets a good kill. Deflected from the arms of Perez, and Fernandez with her 5th kill in the game. Fernandez leading her team in this match in terms of kills with 5 already. And up to serve, Corey Talamantes. It's going to be a setup to the left. And that one is barely met by the Mustangs. An attack for Ramirez is good as it goes over the net and over a Mission Eagle. So now this time the Mustangs are up by 1. Their first lead since the very beginning of set number 2, in which they were up 3-1. And set up down the middle, blocked, but stays in Mustang territory as it was graced off of the arms of, it looks to be Banks, and the Eagles tie it up at 12.
Go Mustangs!
And coming back to serve for the Eagles, Hernandez. Taking a couple of steps and jump serve, going to Talamantes' arms, set up for, looks to be Banks, and Banks with an unbelievable spike and a good kill to break the tie again. It's 13-12 in favor of the Mustangs. Mustangs will get the ball back. Macy Henderson is going to serve. The ball had to be kicked by a cheerleader in order for her to get it. Henderson taking a couple of steps with another jump serve. Met by Gomez is going to be a setup for Castillo. Castillo meets the Mustangs. The Mustangs get to keep the ball. I don't think that's going to be a good thing for them because they gave a point away to the Eagles. And once again, we're tied at 13. This is the 5th time that the Eagles were able to tie it up against the Mustangs. And Fuentes is going to serve. Met by Henderson. And the Mustangs attack attempt no good, out of bounds. So the Eagles will get their lead back, the 3rd lead change in this match, in this set. And Fuentes with another serve. Good serve, a perfect ace for Alex Fuentes. And the Mission Eagles are up 13-15. I think the philosophy here, ladies and gentlemen, is just keeping it calm and keeping it simple for the Mission Eagles. Because most of their attacks have been from simple attacks, and their defense just predicting what the Mustangs are going to do. And this time the prediction may have been a little bit unnecessary, as the Eagles were going to try and block that little floater, but no one was ready for it, so the Mustangs will get a point on their own, and the ball hits the lights. Whistle is blown. Point is going to go directly to the Mustangs for out of bounds against the Eagles. Hitting the lights again. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the University of North Texas Mean Green and their gymnasium, in which the roof is purposely set to be short, so that way whenever a player hits the ball and hits the roof, it'll go down as if it was a meteor on Earth, or as if it was soap on water. And you can see how the roof has impacted both teams, as it's taken away points and it's also given them points. And in this case, the Eagles lost a point in that turn, but they were able to gain the point on an error. But now the Mustangs, with their own comeback and a good kill, by Banks to mark her 4th kill in the game and tied up at 16. The Mustangs get the ball back, and Demi Banks is going to come back and serve. And she'll do her own little jump serve, a small floater. It's met by Perez. And it's going to be miscommunication again against the Eagles, so now the Mustangs will get the ball back. Mustangs keep the ball, and now with the lead up 17-6. And a good serve by Banks, and the Mission Eagles have to take it out. Ball going way out of, well, not away, just a little over out of bounds. And the Mustangs with a 2-point lead. Their first one since that 3-1 lead in the first part of set number 2. And Banks with another serve. And this time, miscommunication again, but thankfully Perez was there to get it out. And Fernandez with a little floater, it's good. We haven't heard from Fernandez in a while. The Mustangs are up by 3, the score 19-16. And Coach Clemens is going to call a timeout to get her girls back into shape and get them back into momentum, hoping that they can make another tie and take the lead. We'll take a break on our end, ladies and gentlemen. We're watching the McAllen Memorial Mustangs and the Mission Eagles here on Rio Sports Live.
Hola, les habla su amigo Benjamín Gómez, el alcalde de San Benito, invitando a toda la gente que venga a visitarnos aquí a San Benito. Crucen por el puente Los Indios, más bien conocido como el puente de Lucio Blanco. Visítenos a las atracciones que tenemos aquí en San Benito. Aquí los esperamos. Muchas gracias. Su amigo Benjamín Gómez.
Thank you for watching Rio Sports Live.
Start the new year off right. Alpha Men's Primary Care wants to remind all men it's time for your annual physical. Call to schedule an appointment. It's about the body, mind, and emotion. Stop feeling sluggish, having no energy, or being stressed. Alpha Men's Healthcare believes in a holistic approach to your overall health. Even if you have low testosterone, diabetes, high blood pressure, or gained weight, let Alpha Men's Primary Care help you increase your energy, stamina, endurance, and quality of life. Start feeling young again. Alpha Men's Primary Care is changing the way men's healthcare is done.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, here on Rio Sports Live with the Mustangs scoring the first point after the timeout. I'm Alex Espinosa. Eric Rodriguez is my camera operator. And once again, miscommunication, not being able to call for who's going to get the ball against the Eagles. And that's resulting in several points for the Mustangs as they're up 21-16 and just creating separation in this set. Met by Castillo at the line, and the attack blocked by the Mustangs. Unbelievable block. And the setup for the Eagles, no good. Double hits. Thankfully, not actually thankfully, because the ball still hits the ground, and that'll be points for the Mustangs. It would have been thankfully if the ball had gone into Mustangs territory for the Eagles. And a little tip down by Silva. That'll count as a kill for her in this game. Mustangs are up 23-16 and only 2 points away from taking set number 2. And Banks taking a couple of serves, and this one will be out of bounds. That'll end her serving streak at 5. Meanwhile, the Eagles will get the ball back, only down by 6. If you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, the Eagles almost shocked us here in McAllen Memorial as they were up very early in this second set, but the Mustangs were able to find their rhythm and get themselves back into this game, and the ball taken out by Cantu, but lifting against the Eagles, and that'll make it 24 points for the Mustangs, a 7-point deficit for the Eagles, and game point for McAllen Memorial. And serving will be Natalie Silva. Ball met by the Eagles. They're going to have one shot to get it out. Will Perez take it out? She will, and Silva meets it. It's going to be a setup not for Fernandez, but for Ramirez. And that ball looks to go out of bounds. It will. That'll conclude set number 2, ladies and gentlemen. The Mustangs win it 25-17. Good play for the Mustangs. great play for the Eagles. They did all they could in that second set, but eventually the Mustangs were able to play catch-up against them. And we'll see if they're going to be able to instigate a big comeback in set number 3, or if the Mustangs will sweep them. We'll take another quick break, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back in 2 minutes here on Rio Sports Live.
We are the Rangers. Thank you for watching Rio Sports Live.
At HCISD, we move the needle forward every day.
We'll blaze a trail for future generations.
It's not just about equipping students with skills for the future. We awaken their potential and empower them to make good choices.
No matter where you're from or where you're headed, there's a place for you to flourish at HCISD.
Before you have time to worry, we'll get you taken care of fast and easy. Now you can get back to your day with a healthy smile.
Men, start the new year off right. Alpha Men's Primary Care wants to remind all men it's time for your annual physical. Call to schedule an appointment. It's about the body, mind, and emotion. Stop feeling sluggish, having no energy, or being stressed. Alpha Men's Healthcare believes in a holistic approach to your overall health. Even if you have low testosterone, diabetes, high blood pressure, or gained weight, let Alpha Men's Primary Care help you increase your energy, stamina, endurance, and quality of life. Start feeling young again. Alpha Men's Primary Care is changing the way men's healthcare is done.
Hi, we're Mission Veterans, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
And my check, 1, 2, 3. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to back on Rio Sports Live. I'm Alex Espinosa. Eric Rodriguez as my camera operator, with Bert Ruiz calling in sick. We do hope that he is okay. We wish him the best. The Mustangs up in set number 3, 2-0 in terms of sets, entering set number 3 with all the momentum in this game. The Mission Eagles a little bit upset and a little disappointed with their performance in set number 2, as they were able to instigate a good comeback down 3-1, eventually being able to take a lead against the Mustangs as high as 3 points. Eventually, however, the Mustangs were able to instigate their own comeback and win it 25-17 in some great district fashion. The Mustangs have been playing dominant in this District 35, in District 30, 6A. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still remembering the times when McAllen was in District 30, 5A, back in the early 2010s. The Mission Eagles coming in to serve, and it's going to be a 3-step jump serve for Alina Hernandez, and just barely gets it down on the line. Mission Eagles' first point of the game, just like in the second set. They're up 1-0. Let's see if they can create a big lead off of that ace by Hernandez. Hernandez, another 3-step jump serve met by Talamantes. And it's going to be a high floating serve. And that was Marburger with the attack, but it's met by the Eagles and blocked. And this time it looks to be Banks' attack is blocked, and a hand under the net against the Mustangs. So that'll be a 2-point lead for the Mission Eagles. We do like to thank everybody here who's been watching us here on Rio Sports Live, staying faithful to us. And despite our technical difficulties, I say that we have a terrific game on our hands between the McAllen Mustangs and the Mission Eagles. If you do have friends who want to continue to watch either one of these teams play, you can find us on YouTube, Roku, or Facebook, and even Instagram if you want. We will be showing players of the game for our broadcasts. You can find them on our Instagram feeds. As the Mustangs scoring 2 straight points, and that'll make it a tie at 2 apiece. And up to serve Sydney Marburger. And it's going to be going to Cruz. Talamantes with the dig, hit by Silva, and it's going to go out, but not before it was touched by a Eagle. So that'll make the first lead of set number 3 for the Mustangs. They're up 3-2. Coming back to serve now, Sydney Marburger with 3 aces already in this game and a kill. Someone that we haven't heard from for a while is Jocelyn Fernandez, who leads the team right now with 6 kills. But catching up to her is Demi Banks, and the whistle blown for looks to be lifting against the Eagles. So it's another lead, a big lead. It's a 2-point lead now for the Mustangs, and that makes it 4-2. Talamontes handing the ball off to Marburger, who will serve again. Let's see if she can get an ace for herself. And met by the Eagles, it's going to be a little setup and a good dart by the Eagles, but the Mustangs are going to try and take it out. And it would have worked had the ball not gotten out of bounds. So now the Mission Eagles are only down by 1 with the score 4-3 on an attacking error against McAllen Memorial. And up to serve Alex Fuentes. Fuentes is going to take a couple of steps and will do a high jump serve. Very powerful jump serve met by Henderson. Set up for Banks, and Banks spikes it to the ground. Demi Banks with a terrific kill to give the Mustangs a 2-point lead. For Banks, that's kill number 5, and let's just see if she can tie it up with her teammate Fernandez. And setting it up to the right side and overshoots it out of bounds. Mustangs are up by 3. Score 6-3 Mustangs. And Banks up to serve again. She'll take a couple of steps and a jump serve. Little floater just behind the attacking line. Attack is tipped by Fernandez, and Fernandez is swiped. That's a point for the Mustangs because the ball was swiped by the arms of an Eagle. Fernandez with the block and then touched by a Mission Eagle, but that deflection goes out of bounds, so Banks gets the serve again. Gomez with the first dig of that serve, and it's going to go to Perez, and a sliding dig, no good by Henderson. Wanted to punch the floor, but she used all her willpower not to do it. Good sportsmanship for the McAllen Mustangs. And Gomez up to serve for the Eagles. Is going to be a setup for Fernandez. Fernandez with another swipe. So Fernandez technically has 8 kills now. So if Banks wants to tie up with her, she's going to need 3 more. And Silva is going to serve now, and a quick serve just as the whistle was blown. Mustangs playing fast-paced offense, and a attack is blocked by the Mustangs, and it goes back into Mission territory, setting it up for Castillo, and that one is met by Marburger, and it's going to be a setup for Liska, but that is going out of bounds. So the streak for the Mustangs will end. And the first points in a while is going to go back to Mission, and that'll be a 3-point deficit for the Mission Eagles. Coming in to serve, Nancy Jacobo. And Jacobo with a right arm serve, but it goes out of bounds. It was not touched by any of the Mustangs, so that'll be a point for McAllen Memorial to make it 9-5. And Natalie Liska is going to take a break, and coming in, subbing in, will be Jackie Trevino, who already has 2 aces in this game. Taking a couple of steps and a jump serve met by the arms of Cantu, and it goes way behind her. Set up and taken out by the Eagles, and now the Mustangs are going to have an attack from behind. Almost hits the lights. Would have been the 3rd time we've had that 4th time that would have happened. And the ball just barely does not get over the net, and so that'll be another point for the Mustangs, and they're up by 5 to score 10-5. Up to serve again is Trevino. And set up for Cantu. Whistle blown for 2 hands against the Eagles. And the errors just continue to hinder this Mission offense. That's the 10th time that an error has resulted in points for the Mission Eagles. And a little baseball takeout by Jacobo. And the Mustangs unexpectedly were not ready for it, but they adapted and recovered, and Bianca Ramirez gets a kill. That'll make the score 12-5 Mustangs, and for Ramirez, that's their 3rd kill in the row. And Trevino with a small floater meeting Cantu. Set up, going to the right for Perez. Perez hits the net, and Henderson wanted to slide and dig it, but it was no good. That was actually Mercedes Lara who tried to save it. But no worries for Lara, according to the fans, as they're all happy with the Mustangs up by 6. Errors will happen. And to Coach Doffing, she knows that her team isn't perfect. The game against McAllen Rowe proved that, as McAllen Rowe was able to take the first set against the Mustangs last week. And Coach Doffing, after the first set, asked her team 2 questions: if the jitters disappeared and if the nervousness was gone. She acknowledged that her team isn't perfect, but commends them for their hard work in being able to instigate a comeback in the last 3 sets in that match against Nikki Rowe. And eventually that allowed the Mustangs to win it, and they went 7-0 in district because of that. A couple of players that actually had some good stats from that game was actually Natalie Silva, who had 12 kills in that game, Demi Banks with 2 aces, and Jackie Trevino led the team in assists with 24 assists, as the Mustangs are up 14-7. And then not only that, Sydney Marburger with 8 kills and tied with Trevino with 24 assists. And on that serve is Henderson, as the Mission Eagles down by 7, trying to find a way to recover. Good block by Banks, but it won't be enough. An attacking error against the Mustangs, and it's a 6-point deficit for the Eagles. No coach has called a timeout yet in this 3rd set. The Mustangs, if they win set number 3, they'll be able to conclude this game with an 8-0 record in district. The Mission Eagles will stay with only 1 win in district should they lose this game, as the attack blitzed through the wall of the Eagles. A terrific kill for the Mustangs. And that's Natalie Silva with her 4th kill in the game to make it 15-8 Mustangs. And this Mustang offense is really underrated. They're not ranked yet in the state, but they were able to beat the number 3 ranked McMack High Bulldogs. And in that game, it was one of the most intense matches you could ever see in the city of McAllen, as it was a complete shootout between both teams. McAllen Memorial was able to win it in 4 sets. And in that game, the hero was Demi Banks, who stepped up to contribute to the 2 game-winning points in that game. One of them was a tip, and the other one being a kill. She also had a team high of 14 kills in that match. The Mustangs were able to win that 3-1 in sets. And Demi Banks actually commented about that match, saying that it was a great game. She really loved how Mackay played, and while it was a great team that they played against, the victory against a great team was even better. For the Mustangs, that was just complete revenge for them, as Mackay had actually defeated them in the Pound Fest Championship. McAllen Memorial wanted revenge for that, and they did it, snapping the 30-plus game win streak of the Bulldogs. It was a dynamic offensive shoot-down by Silva, Marburger, Silberman, and Fernandez, all totaling 26 kills. And for those of you who don't know, actually, in just 11 days, the McAllen Memorial Mustangs will host the Mackay Bulldogs in what will be a good rematch between both squads. We'll see what happens, as the Mackay team is the only one that could be competing for the against the Mustangs for a district title. Coming in to serve for the Mustangs, Natalie Silva, 4 kills already in this game. Gomez with the dig. It's going to be a setup for Talamantes, and Talamantes is going to have an attack for Marburger, but that one is blocked. So the Eagles not giving up just yet. They're only down by 7. And while it seems a lot, it's not really much. But they're going to need the momentum on their side if they want to win it. And up to serve, Nancy Jacobo, and Jacobo gets her first ace in the game. The score now 13-19 with the Mustangs on top. And we'll see just what the Eagles will do, only down by 6. Jacobo again, but this one is going to go out of bounds. That'll be a point for the Mustangs. So the Mustangs reach the 20-point column. only needing 5 more to win this game. And Jackie Trevino with 2 aces in the game coming back to serve. And a high serve. It's going to be a setup for the Eagles going to Perez. Perez gets it over the arms of Bianca Ramirez, and the Mustangs take it out with the help of Marburger. And this time a little dump off by Trevino. A good dump off by Trevino. And the first timeout of the game is going to be called for the Mission Eagles. Only down by 8, but they're going to need a lot if they want to instigate a comeback. With the McAllen Mustangs only needing 4 to win it. I'm Alex Espinosa. We'll be right back here on Rio Sports Live.
Thank you for watching Rio Sports Live.
Hola, les habla su amigo Benjamín Gómez, el alcalde de San Benito, invitando a toda la gente que venga a visitarnos aquí a San Benito. Crucen por el puente Los Indios, más bien conocido como el puente de Lucio Blanco. Visítenos a las atracciones que tenemos aquí en San Benito. Aquí los esperamos. Muchas gracias. Su amigo Benjamín Gómez.
And we're back here, ladies and gentlemen, on Rio Sports Live. I'm Alex Espinosa. Eric Rodriguez as my camera operator, with the Mustangs up by 8, only needing 4 to win it. And serving Jackie Trevino with 2 aces already in this game. Trevino's going to do a little setup for Fernandez. We haven't heard her name in a while. The Mission Eagles trying to adapt. Can they get it out? No, they will not. Technically, they did get it out, but they got it out of bounds. So the score 22-13 on an attack by Jocelyn Fernandez. That marks 9 kills already in this game. Trevino up to serve again. Ball hits the roof, going over the rail and out into Mustang territory. A little dump floater by Marburger. And Trevino with a good dig, good observation. Attack by Ramirez, no good as it goes out of bounds. So it's a 8-point deficit for the Eagles, with the ball back and Perez up to serve again. Perez dribbles the ball a couple of times, and her serve is a powerful one, but goes out of bounds. Thankfully did not hit any of the cheerleaders. The Mustangs 23-14, and it's a 9-point deficit for the Eagles as Talamantes serves, and a good quick serve. Mustangs playing their fast-paced offense again. Good observation by Fernandez. That was Ramirez actually with the dig, and it's going to be a setup for Marburger, who is blocked, but it stays in Mission territory. And the Eagles are going to try and commit their own attack, but it'll be no good. And now we are entering game point for McAllen Memorial. Can they send this one home, folks? We'll see. Talamantes to serve. Met by Cantu. And it's going to be a setup actually for Cruz. And it's going to go directly into the arms of Ramirez. Ramirez with the last kill, and that's how it's going to end. The McAllen Memorial Mustangs dominating it in all 3 sets, winning it in a sweep 3-0 against the Mission Eagles. Unbelievable play by the McAllen Memorial offense, proving that they are the best in district. But we'll see how that'll continue to go on, as next week they will play against the McAllen McAllen Bulldogs in just 11 days. For the Mission Eagles, it's a loss for them, but a loss which they can learn, because they proved that in the second set they could attack this Mustang offense and they could limit them. We'll see if they can continue that in the next few games of district play. From all of us here on Rio Sports Live, I'm Alex Espinosa. Eric Rodriguez is my camera operator. Joe Bowling is our executive producer, signing off.